This week on CWN, our Wildcats played state-ranked Cuero last night.
Volleyball and tennis are in district. I'm Logan.
And I'm Maddie, and today is Saturday, September 16th, 2023. You are watching Calallen Wildcat News Weekly Review. You know, Logan, we are just so busy here at Calallen, with volleyball doing so well in their games. And also, we got that big win against the Bluff last week. And, we played state-ranked Cuero last night. It's really big.
It's been a really big week this week.
It really has. And kicking off today's show, we caught up with Nurse Flores on how she was teaching her class how to perform CPR. Let's take it to her for more information.
Morning, Wildcats. I'm here, Nurse Flores. I heard y'all had CPR training recently. What kind of stuff did y'all go over?
So we taught 8 students CPR, and Ms. Martinez is getting them ready so that way they can go to different hospitals and home health settings. That way they'll be ready to start just in case of an emergency.
And with that, back to the studio.
We caught up with Mrs. Martinez on how her classes are doing rotations at the hospital. Let's take it to her for more information.
Good morning, Wildcats. I'm Maya, and I'm here with Ms. Martinez. Ms. Martinez, can you tell me what you're doing in health science and what are you getting ready for rotations?
Yes, well, health science for rotation class, we are getting prepared for them to start going to the hospital in Shoreline. They will experience going to different floors, different units, and right now we're getting prepared with all of the requirements that is needed, which is their CPRs, which they got yesterday, and all the permission slips and all the paperwork that's needed to go into rotations and start rotations and hopefully start with their hospital experience.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez, and this is back to the studio.
We caught up with Coach Gonzalez over how his classes went and applied for colleges. Here's all the information.
Hey Wildcats, today I'm here with Coach Gonzalez, and can you tell me a little bit about the college application process?
Sure. Last Friday, our students got online and went on applytexas.org, and they created their own account with their own email so they can get messages from colleges, but they also can apply for colleges starting this week or next week, and they'll be ready to go.
Thank you, and back to the studio.
We heard more from Mariah on Suicide Awareness Month. Let's take it to her and Elias.
Hi, my name is Elias Sims, and I'm here with Mariah Rios. So, Mariah, last Friday, y'all went on a trip to Kingsville. Can you tell me what that was about and what it was for?
So September is a Suicide Awareness Prevention Month. We went out to Kingsville because they do their annual Suicide Awareness Symposium. And it was just 14 different districts gathering, and we just we shared ideas on what we can do to spread awareness. I don't know, it was really fun. We had some group activities, and it was just a really overall beautiful experience to see all of us coming together.
So you said September is Suicide Prevention Month.
Yes.
What can somebody around Calallen do to get in contact with one of y'all if they need to talk to you?
So you can find one of the care cats. I know it's kind of hard to know who's a care cat and who's not, but you can also go to the counselor's office and speak to one of our counselors. They can offer you information. They can offer you information on how to deal with your mental health and what steps to take.
Thank you for the information. If y'all are struggling, make sure you get in contact with the care cats. That's all from us. Back to the studio.
Dr. Hotchkiss had another crime lab this week. Let's see what the lab was about.
Hey Cats, I'm Maddie. I'm here with Landon. And Landon, I heard y'all are doing an investigation in Hotchkiss. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, we're looking at a murder case on Mr. Walter, and we're going around asking teachers questions if they saw anything, where they were that day, and stuff like that.
Awesome. That is so cool. Thank you, and back to the studio.
That crime scene lab looked really neat.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it, and I'm really interested in what they got going on over there.
Yes, I am too.
We spoke with choir earlier this week. Let's see what they've been up to.
Good morning, Calallen TV. I'm Luke Mitchell here with Miss Weaver. So, Miss Weaver, I know you have choir auditions coming up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this Saturday we have the TMEA district auditions, which is the first round of the all-state process.
And I know you have some returning kids. Do you think any of them could go to state this year?
Oh, we definitely have some people who can do that for sure.
Thank you. Back to the anchors.
Sakura is back with another Top Cat Teacher of the Week. Let's see who it is.
Hey Cats, I'm here with the Top Cat Teacher of the Week, Mrs. Johns. So Mrs. Johns, how does it feel to be Top Cat Teacher of the Week?
It's pretty awesome. I'm not really sure how this works, but hey, it's as a teacher sometimes we love our jobs. or at least I do. I shouldn't speak for everyone. And sometimes it's a grind, but it's all about the kids, and you're trying to push and get them to learn, especially this concept like mine, which is chemistry. And so it's just nice to think that kids, hopefully this means they appreciate what I do for them and how hard I work to try to get them to learn the material that I need them to learn. And it's just great, and I love my top cats, I love my cats, and I'm really excited about the game tonight. Can't wait for all that to take place, and thank you very much.
Of course. Congratulations again. That's all from us. Now back to the studio.
Thank you.
Mrs. Johns had a lab over dry ice last Friday. Let's see what that's all about.
Hey cats, I'm here with Ms. Johns, the chemistry teacher. So can you tell me more about your dry ice lab, please?
Sure, we are still working on learning about matter, and I love the matter unit because we can do so many labs with it. And today we're doing one with dry ice. The kids are seeing a phase change. So what we started with was dry ice, which is frozen or solid CO2, and it's really, really cold. And the thing about that makes it cool is that when it turns into gas, it doesn't go through the liquid phase, it sublimates. And so we had them put it in a Ziploc bag, and you could immediately started turning into a gas. And then the other one is we had them put it in water, and they're going to measure. The ideal on that is going to start with having a beginning temperature, and then after all the dry ice is sublimated, an ending temperature. And what I want them to understand is how the water energy changes to make that happen. Like, where does the energy go? That's the science question we want to ask today. And then the rest of it's just for fun to kind of see that science is cool and dry ice is fun to play with. But you have to be careful because it will burn your hands.
That's cool. That's it, and back to the studio.
This week, Miss Johns was working on a lab over matter. Let's go to her for more.
Hey, I'm here with Ms. Johns, and I heard y'all have a lab today. Can you talk to me more about that?
Sure. So we're doing a unit on matter, which is kind of learning about everything around us. And one of the things we're talking about is how things could go through physical and chemical changes. And then in the previous unit, we talked about how all data matters, that they're all considered a measurement, even if it's like changing colors or anything like that. So they're having an opportunity to take what we call qualitative and quantitative measurements today. And at the same time, there's two changes that are happening, and they're going to decide which one's a physical and which one's a chemical change, and then write a little bit about that for us today. So hopefully it's a learning experience, and they kind of get to see a cool chemistry reaction take place.
Okay, well, that's cool. Now it's all from us. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, RJ. Miss Johns, she definitely keeps us very busy here at Calallen with all her labs. Now, I just want to say that she's not our only science teacher here. Just the way that the schedules line up with our interviewers and her labs, it's the easiest for us to get. But I do want to give a shout out to Miss Perales, Mr. Smith, Miss Burkhart, Miss Shippey, and of course, Miss Johns. So here is Miss Johns with Gilbert with the ice cream lab.
Hey cats, I'm here with Ms. Johns, and she's got a lab going on, and you think you can tell us more about that?
Sure, we're making ice cream today. So we're still working in the matter unit, and I love it because we get to do all this fun stuff. And today we're just doing another example of how energy moves in and out of matter to make different states of matter. And at the end, hopefully we'll have some good, yummy ice cream.
Thank you. That's all we got. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Gilbert. And as Miss Johns states, it's just one of those labs that she has so many lab opportunities to help her students understand the material, such as the nuts and bolts lab with Addie and Miss Johns.
Can you tell me more about the nuts and bolts lab y'all are doing this week?
Well, it's kind of an activity. That's what we're doing. So we're finishing our unit on matter, and so we're learning the difference between what's called a pure substance and a mixture. And so what we did is we made lots of different baggies full of either bolts, which are I call them screws, but apparently they're called bolts. I don't really know. And then something called a washer, and then the nut. And so sometimes they're separated. Sometimes there's only one type in the bag. Sometimes they're connected. And those are all to represent the idea of what an element is, so they can kind of see it, because I can't, it's hard to get kids to understand that sometimes. And so they're doing a drawing activity, which tends to help them understand what they're doing, so they can be able to identify based on, if we list what's in a certain box or a sample of matter, they can identify, is it a mixture or pure substance, and if it is a pure substance, is it compounds or is it elements. That's kind of what I'm trying to get for them to do today. We're getting into the atomic structure next, and so I'm just preparing them for that.
Thank you. That's all from us, and back to you.
Thank you, Addie. Now, we all know how important it is to wash hands. Now, it is especially important to wash hands in the medical field. We had Emma speak to Miss Shippey with her biomedical class about how important it is to wash your hands when you're working with Petri dishes so that you don't disturb any species that you're working with or specimens. Here they are.
Hey Cats, I'm Emma and I'm here with Miss Shippey. So Miss Shippey, y'all had a lab yesterday. Can you tell me more about that, please?
Yes. So one of the skills that we need for medical microbiology is washing your hands. And I know that sounds super simple, but when we're working with like bacteria, we need to make sure that we're washing our hands so that we don't contaminate our samples and that we're not also messing with things and then taking that away after the lab and contaminating other things. So we kind of practiced the hand decontamination, but what I wanted to see first was how well everybody could actually wash their hands. So what I did was I took some germ glow and everybody rubbed it on their hands, and then we put it under a black light to see how well everybody could actually get everything off. And a lot of people had stuff kind of like still around their nails, because that's kind of like where bacteria likes to hang out. So it was kind of like a good visual before we actually practiced, that they were like, oh, these are the areas that like I need to focus on for my hands. Because like if we're doing a lab and the glove rips, you need to make sure that you can properly like decontaminate your hands.
Well, that's really cool. Thank you, and back to the studio.
Now let's send it to Callie with Wildcat Media.
Thank you, anchors, and welcome back to Wildcat Media. Calallen Wildcat Yearbook posted on Instagram this week's winner for Photo of the Week. So congrats to Jayla Hernandez on this amazing photo of the senior class. Now that's all from me, and back to the anchors.
Thank you, Callie. And now let's send it to Michaela with the rundown on sports.
Thank you, Maddie, and good morning, Corpus Christi. RJ caught up with Sebastian on how last week's game went. Let's take it to them for more.
Sebastian, starting quarterback for varsity. Y'all had a game against Flower Bluff last Friday, and y'all had a lot of doubt. What motivated y'all to overcome that?
You know, everyone just saying we're going to lose. Like, even like some of our own friends were saying we're going to lose. So we just wanted to prove everybody wrong and get the dub out there.
That's good. That's good. So y'all have a good matchup coming up against Coral this Friday. What do y'all think about that?
They're really good. They have a good, strong defensive hold. You know, but we've been watching film, and we're going to have a good week of practice, and we're going to be ready for Friday night. Hey, Calallen TV, I'm Sebastian Dennis here with Elliot Holscher. Elliot, y'all going against the ranked third team in Division 4A. How does that feel?
It feels very good. You know, we got to play these really good teams because, you know, depending on how we do against these teams is how we do in the playoffs. So we got to play good teams during the season.
And what are y'all doing to prepare for Quero?
You know, the coach has got a new game plan going on. New routes getting put into the playbook and stuff like that. So, you know, got to keep the momentum.
What's up, Calallen TV? I'm Sebastian here with Elias Timms. Elias, how does it feel coming off the big win against Flower Bluff?
Well, it was a great win. You know, they came here to our home field. We beat them last year, so, you know, they were coming in here thinking that they were going to whoop on us this year since we lost the GP. They were talking a lot. We were 10, 20, some people even 30-point underdogs, and we beat them, and it was just a great win for the team.
And what has the defense been doing to prepare this week for Quero?
Well, we're just trying to get adjusted to their speed, their fast routes. They have a big line, so we're trying to get our TNC, our up front linebackers and D-line ready for a very physical game.
Boys and girls cross country had a meet last week at Flower Bluff. Let's take it to Coach Burnett for more with the boys.
More Wildcats, I'm here with Coach Barnett. I heard y'all had a meet last Saturday. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we went to Port Aransas this last Saturday. It was a really big meet. We're down a few runners on our varsity. Got some injuries, but our runners came out and did well. They did good. Both teams, our varsity and our GV, they both ran well. Varsity had 3 runners in the top 25, and overall, it was good performance.
Wish y'all luck as the season goes on. With that, back to the studio.
Now let's take it to Coach Spencer on how the girls did.
Hey Cats, I'm Naomi and I'm here with the girls cross country coach Spencer. So you had a meet last weekend. Can you tell me how it went?
Yeah, we ran out in Port Aransas, 130 runners. We had a couple in the top 50, so percentage-wise in terms of amount of runners, it's pretty good for us. Had a few personal bests, and that's kind of our whole goal is always getting faster as we lead into district. So we got to run against some teams from far away. Presidio came in from West Texas, 8.5 hours, Alpine, Stephenville, Lipan. So it was cool for us to see those runners, and I thought we improved.
We caught up with Coach Lawrence about the practice swim meet earlier this week. Let's go to him for more.
Here today with Coach Lawrence. Can you tell me about the swim meet you have this Wednesday and who's going to make the list and if you have any returning players?
Yes, we do have a little practice meet this Wednesday at 5:30 with the Alice Coyotes. They're going to come over. It's just a little dual meet. And we have several returning varsity swimmers on the boys' side. We have Cody Welker, Edward Hinojosa, and Lev Sikora Luna. And on the girls' side, Kaylee Larson, Jenny Pickens, Jasmine Trevino, Teresa Derwatcher, and Alexis Medina are all going to be returners from last year. We hope to have a really good season, and we're looking forward to our first meet. And by the way, if you need any community service hours, we need timers. We need about 8 timers to help with the meet. So if any of you want to come out and help time and work the meet and get some community service hours, we will be there at 5:30 waiting for you.
I'm here with Coach Lawrence, varsity swimming coach. So I had a meet last night against Alice. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, we had our first meet last night against Alice. It was kind of like a little practice meet. You know, I call it like a scrimmage, kind of like football. You know, before you start the season, you have a little practice time of scrimmage, and that's kind of what it was, just to get kids used to swimming and not getting DQ'd. You know, you have certain things you can and can't do, and so we had officials there, and they kind of schooled the kids on what they can and can't do, and you know, they would DQ them but let them know, hey, you can't do this anymore. So it was a real good learning meet for us, but we also did very well. You know, some of our swimmers that won last night on the girls' side, Jenny Pickens, Jasmine Trevino, Kaylee Larson, Whitney Larson, and Naomi Lowe all won their events. And then on the boys' side, Nico Pickens and Lev Skora both won events. So also our 400 relay on the boys' side won, and all the girls' relays won. So it was a really successful night overall, and I think the kids had a good time. But, you know, it was also a good learning situation for us. So overall, really good. I also wanted to shout out to Jasmine Trevino. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Jasmine, and she had a great night last night. And so anyway, the meet went really well, and we're just looking forward to our next one, which is on September the 30th at the Natatorium in Corpus Christi.
Varsity tennis had a game against Alice this week. Here is Coach Radford and Morgan for more information.
Good morning, Wildcats. Sam here with Coach Radford. Coach Radford, I heard you had a tennis match against Kingsville Saturday. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, we played Kingsville this past Saturday at Kingsville. We did really well. We won that match 18-1. I think the kids, we obviously played very well. We played strong. It was a hot day, so that played a little bit not in our favor, but you know, we've learned to overcome that over these past few weeks. But with that being said, our kids played extremely well. 18-1 is no joke, and I think that's due to all the practices that we've been putting in, and we're just getting progressively better, and I was real proud of everybody.
And can you tell me when your next game is?
Yeah, we play our next district game tomorrow at 4:30 home. We're going to be playing Alice. And right now we're 3-0 in district, so we're going to try to get that 4-0 tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach Radford, and good luck to you, Wildcats.
Softball was recognized for making it to state at the football game last Friday. Let's take it to Coach Lentz for more.
More Wildcats and Coach Lentz. Heard the softball teams are recognized state champions. How's that?
It's been good. It's been great. We really enjoyed it, and you know, we're excited for this new year and what's to come. But you know, we've been trying to ride that wave as long as we can and celebrate it, because it definitely was earned. These girls have earned it. So you know, we're going to be able to do that this Friday at the football game at 6 o'clock before the game. The girls will get recognized, and you know, we'll have the trophy out there, and it'll be something fun for the community and for the team to experience, and we're really appreciative of it.
Our volleyball team had a great week after a district sweep of Robstown last Friday.
Hey, Calallen TV, I'm here.
The game went pretty good for our first district game. We beat them in 3 sets, and we kept them under 20 each time, so we did pretty good.
Can you tell me what y'all can improve on from this game?
I think we'll have to improve on a lot of things, like our hitting. We just need to put the ball down better, and that's what we need to do tomorrow, because that's been a problem. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Hey, Calallen TV, I'm here, Leo Lamonta. Can you tell me how the volleyball game went?
It went good. We won in 3 sets, and it was a good win for district opening.
Who do you play next?
We play Veterans. It's a non-district game, and we play home.
The volleyball team swept Veterans Memorial on Tuesday. Matt spoke with Jaden and Layla on how the team did.
Hey, I'm here with Jaden and Layla, your varsity volleyball players. So y'all had a game last night. Can you tell me how that went?
I think it went really good. We swept them in 3, and we did really good offensively, but I feel like we could work on serve receive.
Okay, that's good. So when's our next game and where?
We play in Bishop and Bishop.
And that's the latest on Calallen Sports. Back to you, Logan.
Thank you, Michaela. Now here's Candace with today's weather forecast. How's it looking outside, Candace?
Thank you, Acres, and good morning, Wildcats. Happy Saturday, everyone. We still looked pretty hot here in South Texas, even with that cool front, but this weekend we are looking at some rain, so be excited for that one, and also looking at temperatures dropping down to the 80s degrees and also picking back up into the 90s. Right now we're looking at 80 degrees exactly. We're looking at some thunderstorms and also some rain all day today and also early tomorrow. We're looking at 65% chance of rain and the winds blowing from the north at 3 miles per hour. Looking further on into the rest of the day, temperature is going to rise up to 87 degrees at 12, get as high as 89 degrees at 4, then drop down to 84 later on tonight. Percent chance of rain staying pretty high at 46%, but then decreasing as the day goes on. And the winds will be blowing pretty low at 8 miles per hour from the east, pick up to 11 miles per hour from the east at 4, and then drop down to 9 miles per hour from the east-southeast at 8 o'clock tonight. Looking forward into tomorrow's weather, we are still looking at some of that rain and thunderstorms occurring isolated throughout the day. Temperatures also rising up into 92 degrees, 45% chance of rain, and the winds blowing from the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Also, get excited because there's exactly only 7 days till fall, so hopefully you have all your fall stuff out, and I'm ready to showcase to all your family members. It's all from weather. Have a great one, and back to Anchors.
And that's all your announcements for today, but now it's time for your joke of the day. So guys, what do you call 2 ducks and a cow?
I don't know. What?
Quackers and milk.
For all you social people out there, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Calallen TV for all the latest updates. Also, subscribe to us here on YouTube to catch all of our latest videos. And as always, stay classy, Calallen.